Hello everybody and welcome back to Skip Allen Paints and the YouTube channel of Skip Allen. Okay, so this is video 3 in a series of videos about making a watercolor using gradients or with the aid of gradients. All right, so we took, in the last video, we used a layer mask and we created this out of that first image that you saw. Now, let's do something a little different. Let's add a layer. And I'm going to go to my gradient list, and I'm going to pick this gradient called Eucalyptus Bark. And I'm going to turn it to 90 degrees so that the dark stuff is at the bottom. And I want to edit the gradient because I want to move these colors around. The colors that are there are fine. I want to bring this one up here. I want to bring these more in this direction. These would be near the bottom, you know, down here. And I'm going to have this something like that. I have no idea really how this is going to play out, but let's just try this. And we're going to say, okay, and I want to keep this gradient. So I'm going to save the gradient and we'll call it watercolor demo and say okay. All right, so now what that means is, let's see if I go back and click on that, my gradient hasn't changed, but down at the bottom now I have this gradient called watercolor demo. All right, so I'm using the gradient. I'm going to fill this layer with the gradient. Click, ta-da, and there you go. You have the fill of the gradient. Now, obviously, it doesn't do much because it covers everything up. But let's just see what happens when I change the composite method. So if I go to gel, I get that, which is kind of interesting. Colorize gives me that. Now that's getting more interesting to me. Reverse out wouldn't work. Shadow map is okay. Magic combine is a little too strange. Pseudo color doesn't help. Normal would be the same. Dissolve we don't want. Multiply is like gel. Screen is too bright. Overlay possibly. Soft light, nope. Now I kind of like hard light. I like this sort of yellow and gold stuff down here with a little touch of it in the top. Actually, let's stay with that. Now, if I wanted, I could reduce the opacity of it. And actually, I think reducing it a little bit would give me a little more subtle color here. So let's do that. Okay. So we're accepting that. I'm going to add another layer and I'm going to fill it with the exact same thing. And I'm going to see what gel does. No. Colorize, no. Reverse out, no. Shadow map, no. Magic combine, no. Oh, look at that. Pseudo color gives me greens and some of those reds. So let's see what our dropping the, that's actually pretty nice. That kind of, those soft greens and oranges, that's kind of pretty. All right, so let's leave that for the moment, and let's add another layer. I'll tell you what, let's flip this. And we're going to fill and go through our process again. The pseudo color is very strong there, but notice how it's really not giving it much up at the top, which surprises me. The soft light's giving me something kind of nice up there. Ooh, hard light's kind of crazy. Darken, lighten. Ooh, difference is pretty. Gosh, it's like twilight. I would have never thought I would have picked this, but let's try something here. We're going to leave this as is. I tell you what, 6 minutes. So I'm going to stop the video at this time. We're going to come back, and I think we'll add layer mask to this and soften this up some and see how it works. But these colors are getting kind of interesting. All right, so see you in the next video. Bye-bye.